Okay, let us analyze the result of quiz 2. So the green columns or the green cells indicate that the answer is correct. Okay, I'll give you another look. So for the first row would indicate the number of the questions. So you can see from the shading the extent to which the students got the answers correctly and which of the items are seem to be problematic, and we will discuss that later on. That's for test 1, multiple choice. And this naman is for the true or false subtest. Okay. So what do you see? I believe that majority of the questions are not problematic because many got the answers correctly. But still, some items, a significant number of these items, seem to have problems, either in terms of probably the understanding of the students of the meaning of the question, or they have missed entirely the detail of what was discussed during the lectures. So this is for the identification or fill in the blanks items. I will discuss only those that are problematic. And this is for the last subtest, which was the essay question. Okay. But what are those shaded rows with different colors have another issue, and we will find out and verify if indeed the observation was conclusive about dishonesty. Anyway, in any case, let us go through each of the items so that you can prepare for your midterms. Okay, let's start with no. Okay, in these rows you will find some shadings again. So the dark shades imply a very problematic item, and you will find out about that in a while. So in the first subtest, multiple choice, there were 3 items where we need to look into why you did not perform well. And in the second subtest, true or false, again, there are 3 items where you got low scores. And so let's, for want of material time, let us dive into the analysis. Okay. So this represent the percentage of correct answers. So the highest percentage is in item number 1. The question was any point of inequality. So this is about gender issue. And only a few got the answers wrong, no? Answer wrong. And this naman is about theory, the definition of gender theory. So the outcome here in the first three question was quite high. This naman is about gender analysis being the tool to determine gender issues. Now, item number 4 is where you made uh, the worst performance. Okay. So here, there was only one person who got the answer correctly. The question is about why women wake up earlier than men during the pre-pandemic period. And I have discussed that during one of my lectures. And we connect that to the fact that I have also pointed out that the data shows that 60% of the mothers are unemployed. And so the answer here is, the question here, let's see the question. The question is, with empirical basis, it was found out that during the pre-pandemic years, women wake up earlier than men because, so the answer here is letter C. They prepare their children for school, which if you will conduct a quick survey in your neighborhood, probably the same answer will turn up. Anyway, uh, so you missed that because you interpreted the question to be something that is generic, a phenomenon that would seem to be generic, that people or women wake up early because they do this all these sort of tasks. But when you are asked a question, come up with an answer that would describe things in general, okay? And with an exactness of the observation that this specific behavior appears or occurs in certain circumstances. So in this case, women really, because they are assigned the traditional um, work of taking care of the family, and in this case, because um, Filipino women are concerned about education being the means to show social mobility, they would want their children to be in school. Okay. And the second question in subtest 1 is about uh, the generalization on gender relations, advanced or popularized or advocate society. So the correct answer here is gender ideology. Okay. So less than half of the total number of got the answers correctly. The common mistake is the distinction between philosophy and ideology. When we talk of philosophy, it is simply a set of ideas or beliefs about something that people are not entitled to question you because that is your own philosophy. Philosophy is always subjective. Now, ideology is also a kind of philosophy, but it is used to change something, no? In that regard, it becomes political. The philosophy becomes political, and so we call that kind of philosophy an ideology. Okay, so it's a species of philosophy which is used to elicit action or reaction. So here we can go back to the question that the keyword here is advocate. No? When you advocate for something, you want something to happen. Okay? And then the next question which have a problem is question number 9 in subtest 1. This holds some evidences that our pre-colonial culture was egalitarian. The answer here is all of the above. So barely half got the correct answer in this question. But all those choices, when you examine them as evidences from the pre-colonial period, um, and you read about them, and as I discussed during my lecture, would indicate that women are also playing active part during the pre-colonial uh, society. Okay, we go now to the next subtest, which is true or false. Okay, the item wherein you got the highest, give the highest performance is item number, test number, question number 5. In question number 5, it says that in masculine societies, salaries are more important than leisure. So you can imply that from the fact that men are assigned traditional gender role of taking over the productive work, and they have to work to earn for their family. So the answer here is true. So that is the question that seems to be the easiest for you. But the next item in number 6, which asks for your agreement or disagreement to the statement that gender symmetry is an imbalance between the relationship between men and women as a result of social and institutional norms. Here, only 63% got the answer correctly. And here, uh, you should know what the word symmetry means, because it is asymmetry that would imply inequality, not symmetry. Diba? Kapag may symmetry, may balance. Okay? And the last item in the true or false subtest was number 10, wherein only 38% got only 38 got the answer correctly. Okay, which is 29% of the total number of students who took the quiz. It is not absolutely true that there was no gender relations during the pre-colonial society. You would seem to base your answer on the observation that our society was egalitarian. That observation is made based on the fact that majority of um, the observations during the pre-colonial society would support the fact that women enjoyed political, social, and civic and cultural privileges the same as men. However, the question asks for whether there was or there was no gender issue. So the answer here would the answer here is false. it is false that to say that there was no gender issue, because as we have discussed in class and you have experienced in your um, activities, that even during the pre-colonial period, there was already an emerging um, question about gender division of labor and about how women were treated. So the answer here is false. Okay. And then in the identification uh, subtest, the item number 1 is where you made a very massive, massive error, because it says here you have to read the items correctly, carefully, and think about what you will put in the blank section. So gender socialization is the process of acquiring blank, which focus on ideas, norms, and beliefs and practices, etc. Um, this the correct answer is culture, diba? Those that are named here are non-material culture. But that is what happens when gender socialization ensues. The members of society acquire or learn those ideas and practices that tends to differentiate men from women. Okay. And then, yung question number 2 is also, hindi nyo na basang mabuti siguro yung question. But you can easily say that the correct answer is pay for equal work, because the question is unequal blank is the gender issue portrayed by the pay given to men and women. Okay, and so the unequal pay is very obvious in the video uh, impossible dream. And then here's another one, number 7, where you probably did not hear me, or you probably forgot about this issue. That when male members of the family are served and treated like spoiled members of the family, they are served like masters. We call that issue male privileging, and it is still being practiced now as a vestige of the feudal patriarchal value, that wherein men are considered more important than women. And then lastly, uh, that blank where mostly men is manifested in the issue of the gender issue in the transport industry. There are two answers which were considered. One is driver, and other students gave the answer employees, and those are correct. Okay, so that's it for quiz number 2. I hope that when you have your midterms, you will not forget these items, but because they might appear again in your midterms. Bye bye.